Welcome to episode 791 of Apartment Hacker. This is Mike Burnett, Apartment Hacker. It's my mission to tease out human potential in the multifamily space. So let's talk about how culture gets created in the first place. There's an interesting story I listened to the other day about a young man who was put on the spot when asked a question about customer service in his organization. He was put on the spot by a senior level person in an organization, and the young man stuttered, I'm not going to try to stutter. Hope we do good was what he said in a stuttering sort of way. And that actually became an inspirational quote within this organization that they actually printed in huge letters and put on a hallway in their home office and wrote stories about, and actually created a sort of a recreation of that particular thing as an internal communication by way of video. And that is how culture gets created. The stories that are born out of the activities that you do on a daily basis. So when you wake up in the morning and you go to work and you put the key in the lock of this office that is in some ways the theater where you act out the play called property management, that in that theater, on that stage with your supporting cast, Mr. or Mrs. Property Manager, that's where culture gets defined, right? Once you cross that threshold and you step into your theater and you put on your acting face, and I don't mean acting in a disingenuous way, I mean acting in the this is where you go to create the art form of property management. You get to be a part of stories that get created on a daily basis. And those stories are what become the culture in your organization. They become the fabric, right, of your culture in the organization. And to the extent that you can publicize those through internal media, be it Yammer, be it a Facebook page that might be just for your organization only, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Blog, podcast, or video shows like this one, that's where you start to create a culture in your organization. And to the extent that you tell and retell those origin stories and those stories that get produced on a daily basis in those theaters that we call property management or leasing offices, that's how culture gets created, right? Either negatively or positively, negatively to the upside, positively to the upside or negatively to the downside. That's where culture gets created, reinforced, etc. So be intentional, be thoughtful, tell those stories, retell those stories, tell them ad nauseum until you get the culture embedded and imbued in the minds of your team members. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.